In this Get Ready With Me, I'm going to be going over these coppery, shimmery eyes and this dark purple lip. This video, it might end up being longer than my usual tutorials because I've kind of explained everything in depth and got close-up shots so you can see everything that I'm doing. So I'm going to start out with my primer. I usually use two different kinds of primers. I'm starting off with this NYX HD primer first. With this primer, I literally just get it and slap it all over my face. Because this primer has a green undertone, it will neutralise any redness that's in the face. Next, I'm going in with the pore filler. This is again from NYX. I use this just in certain areas where I don't want my pores to show up or where I want the skin to be smooth. I also use it in areas like on my forehead because if there's anywhere that you get a little bit oily or a bit greasy, I like to use this primer there because it's mattifying, so it'll kind of help combat the grease. Next, I try and neutralise the darkness under my eyes and I use the salmon colour from this NYX cream colour palette. I'm moving on to foundation, and this is the NARS Light 2 shade in Mont Blanc. So the way I use my beauty blender, I'll apply the foundation onto my hand and then just dip my beauty blender in this and then pat it onto my face everywhere that I want the foundation to be. And the way that I blend it out, it's kind of like a rolling motion, if that makes sense. So it's kind of like a pat and a roll, but when you're doing it really fast, you can't really tell that that's what I'm doing. Okay, so I've got that base layer of foundation on, and now I'm going to prime my eyes. This is the Too Faced primer, and it is called Shadow Insurance Anti-Crease Eyeshadow Primer. And again, I'm just applying this with my fingers, and because obviously I have like no eyebrow hairs, I like to take it up onto my brow bone as well, because then when I'm putting my eyebrows on, it's got a little bit of extra primer on there to help them stay on all day. Next, I do my eyebrows. A lot of people do their eyebrows last, but a lot of people actually have eyebrows and I don't, so I like to put them on first and then I know exactly where I'm going to be placing my eyeshadow. To prime my eyebrows, I always use this NYX Proof Eyebrow Primer. I think if you don't have many eyebrow hairs or you have none like me, this is like an essential. It's amazing. I often get a lot of questions about my eyebrows. People will ask if I like pluck them out by accident, or you know, just why I've got no eyebrows. And the reason is because I've got unnatural hair, I have unnatural eyebrows to match, and I just find it a lot easier if there's no hairs there. I can get the colour as bright and intense as my hair, whereas if I had eyebrow hairs there, it wouldn't really give the effect that I'm looking for. And as well as that, because I do like theatrical makeup and special effects pretty much on a weekly basis for definite, sometimes daily, if I had eyebrows, it would just take me so much time to be able to do the looks that I want to do, because I often stick things to my eyebrows or I'll put eyebrow tattoos there, and if I had hairs it just wouldn't allow me to do that. So with this primer, you just literally want to get it on there and then just kind of blend it out with your finger. I would say avoid trying to put too much on because it is like really lasting. It's like a great primer, but if you put too much, say, underneath here, when we go in to put the eyeshadow on to highlight the brow bone, the eyeshadow would stick to this product and then it'd look all kind of like gloopy and just like a big ball of eyeshadow stuck on there. So try and be careful where you are putting this. If you do kind of make a mess and get it underneath, just take a makeup wipe and wipe it off. So now I'm doing my eyebrows. I start off by using this Stargazer neon blue pencil. So I'm leaving a space here empty because that's what I fill in with this green pencil. Right, so now that I've got the blue on here, I'm going to go in with the green. It's just a Stargazer neon pencil. So to set the green, I'm using this green Stargazer neon eyeshadow. And for this, I'm just using a Real Techniques flat angled brush. I use this Morphe brush palette and I use this, it's this lighter colour, and then I blend the neon and the blue together with this green colour. And for that, I'm using this flat, thin angled brush from Anastasia Beverly Hills. To blend the two colours together, I'm using that green from this Morphe brush palette, and I'm going back in with the thicker brush that I was using before. So now I'm going to conceal under my brow bone and just shape up any areas. I'm using this Ben Nye concealer. I literally use this every day without fail. So once you're kind of happy with the shape, I always blend out the concealer just so there's no brush marks left on my face. And if you don't actually own any kind of eye primer, just using the concealer from after you've done your eyebrows, if you just put concealer on your eyelids, that would work just fine as well. Next, I'm taking this Kat Von D Shade and Light eye palette, and I'm just taking the white colour from that. As you can see, I've hit the pan because I'm just obsessed with this colour. So I use this colour to highlight underneath the brow bone. And then I take this colour. It's like a pale, creamy, I don't know, like a beige colour, and I literally just get a little bit of that and dust it all over my eye. I always find that if you put a base colour down first, your eyeshadow is going to blend out a lot better. So because my eyes are hooded, as you can see when I close them, they kind of like fall over here. I like to do my crease with my eyes open because then I can see, like my natural crease would be under here, but if I put eyeshadow there, when I close my eyes, it's going to disappear because of my hooded eyes. So I'll keep my eyes open and I do it just above where the natural crease would be. So I kind of create my own crease so my eyes appear less hooded. And as I put this colour on as well, I'm kind of blending it up towards the brow bone near the corner, so around here. And then once I've applied that, I go back in with the base colour and blend the crease colour and the highlight together with the base colour, so there's a softer blend and a softer transition. Next, I'm going to add some of this reddy, browny, burgundy colour in there. I'm starting off in the corner because that's where I'm going to want most of the product, and then I'm just kind of blending it into the crease. And then with the same brush, I'm taking the colour that I originally put in the crease and I'm blending that out again. I'm then going in with this fanned fluffy brush, and I'm just using that to help blend it out even further because this is a really soft brush. So I can kind of, the way I'd explain it is I'm kind of like tickling the colours together. So really lightly, I'm not putting any pressure on this. And there's no product on here, I just want to blend those colours out together. So now I'm going in with this Morphe, it's kind of like I don't really know what kind of brush this is, to be honest. It's like a pointed blending brush. And I'm taking that burgundy colour again that I was using before, but this time I'm just focusing it around the corner of my eye, and then again going in with that fluffy brush to blend out those edges, and then I'm just going to go back in and define underneath the brow bone and blend that in to what I've just done. Then taking the fluffy brush again and the base colour, I'm just going to blend that all in together. So at the minute it looks a little bit heavy around this area, but what I'll do after I've done my lashes and everything, I like to do my concealer, and then once I've set the concealer I'll then be doing my eyeshadow underneath my eye. So now I'm moving on to my eyelashes. I'm just curling my natural eyelashes first, and then I'm applying mascara. This is the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. You know what, I'm not sure it's better than sex, but it is definitely a really great mascara. The lashes that I'm going to be using today, I hands down swear by them. So they're the Sultry lashes from Primark. They're a really full lash, there's lots of hairs on them, and the lash line is really thin, and they're not plasticky in any way. They're like very realistic hairs. They just apply really great. The way that I do the lashes, I'll put them on probably to about there. So from here to this corner, and then when I'm applying it in the corner, I'll pinch it so the lashes go upwards, and that way they look more of a natural lash. Like, you know, you don't really have long lashes right here at the centre. So I would put them just a little bit further up and then bring them up at the end, and they'll look a little bit more natural. Not natural, but like a natural lash shape. So as you can see, as I'm applying the lash, I'm patting away any excess glue. The reason that I press the eyelashes is because now my natural eyelashes are blended in with the false eyelashes, and there's no none of my natural eyelashes are like poking out underneath. Sometimes on girls' lashes you can see their natural eyelashes are like sock underneath, and it's just not flattering in any way. So I would always kind of brush them up together and give them a little pinch. Don't pinch them while the glue is still wet, because that way you're sticking your natural eyelashes to the false ones, and then there's more chance of you pulling them out when you take them off. So I'll just wait for the glue to go tacky and dry a little bit, and then you want to be pinching them together, and then that way they're not like gluing down, they're not sticking down to the glue, but they are sticking to the false eyelashes. Next I take a black eyeliner pencil and I go on the inner waterline of my eye. That way it just makes the eyelashes appear thicker at the root. So now I'm moving on to my eyeliner. I always use the Kat Von D tattoo liner in Trooper. I did used to use like a gel eyeliner and a brush, but a lot of the gel eyeliners that I was using, because my eyes are hooded, they would usually end up imprinted up here, and that's not a look that I want. So I decided to stick with liquid eyeliner, because once it's dry and it doesn't imprint. What I usually do is outline the shape that I'm going to do my eyeliner, and then I'll fill it in afterwards. And because I'm wearing false eyelashes, I really want the line of the eyelashes to blend in with my eye. So I always put a little bit of eyeliner onto that lash line just to make sure it's really concealed. Next, I'm just applying a little bit of mascara to the false eyelashes. Not a lot, because you don't want them to look like spider's legs, but I do want them to be blended in with my natural eyelashes. And again, I'm just giving them a little pinch so that my natural eyelashes and the false eyelashes blend together nicely. Okay, so now we've done that, I'm going back in with my foundation, because as you can see around here where I've been touching my face and working on my eyes, it's kind of come off in that area. So I then go in and apply my foundation properly. So I'm going to conceal under my eyes. I'm using the NARS Light 1 Chantilly Concealer. I apply this up, so I bring this up here so that it'll give the illusion that my face is kind of like pulled up, and apply it as close to my eye as possible, and then I'll bring it down here. This, even though I'm concealing under my eyes, this is also part of my highlight. So as you can see, I'm not putting too much up here. I want my face to appear like thinner, so it's all in this area. So I don't go putting my highlight up here, because then you're bringing out this area, and then you're just going to see that my face is like this big instead of being this big, if that makes sense. So I'm taking my mini beauty blender and I'm blending that out up towards my eye. And with this, I'm not doing the rolling technique, I'm just patting and trying to focus all of that product exactly where I've placed it. So I'm just kind of pressing it into the skin. I also do a little strip down my nose and this area and above my lip, because this is where I want to be highlighted. I actually don't contour my nose on like a day-to-day basis. I actually like my nose, so I don't see any reason to make it look thinner. It's not really an issue for me. Just because everyone's contouring everything ever, like, you don't have to feel like you have to. I'm happy with my nose, so I don't feel like I have to contour. I'm using this NYX translucent HD powder. What I'm going to be doing is kind of baking underneath my eyes. I'm going to pack it on. What I do is I get all of the product into the cap, and then I'll press my beauty blender into it. And I really pack on the powder. I don't think you can tell how much I'm packing on because I'm naturally pale anyway, but it's a lot. So I pack that right on, and then with the excess I just pat onto where I put the highlight earlier. I leave this to bake for about, I don't know, 2 to 5 minutes. Like, you know what, I ain't got time to wait 10-15 minutes for this to bake, so I'll just leave it for as long as I can be asked to wait, basically. So once I've waited and I'm ready to wipe off the powder, I literally just grab a fluffy brush and I start blending that out. I'm then going to continue to powder my face, and I'm using, this is my favourite setting powder at the minute. It's the Mystifying Mattifying from Lunatic Labs. As I said before, after I've baked under my eyes, that's when I'll be putting the eyeshadow on underneath my eyes. So this is the angle brush that I'm using, and this is from Royal & Langnickel. What I'm doing is first laying down the first shade that I put in the crease. So the lightest shade that I put in the crease, I'll start out underneath my eye. And I don't put much product at the front, I kind of save it all for around the corner. I'm then going in with that burgundy colour that I used earlier, and I'm just defining the corner of my eye. There's no product on this brush, I'm literally just blending it out. I'm going to use this NYX Skinny Mascara just to do my bottom lashes. Okay, I always like to add a little bit of highlight to the inner corner of my eye. But because I'm using bronze and gold tones, I'm going to be using this Ben Nye, what is it? Ben Nye Lumine Luxe Powder in Ice Gold. I don't pack a lot of this on, I just kind of centre it around this inner corner and I bring it a little bit underneath as well. Now I'm going to move on to my contouring. I don't really go crazy with the contouring, to be honest. I just use this Kat Von D Shade and Light palette, and I take this shade. It's like it'd be a good shade for pale skin like mine. It's kind of got a grey tone to it. I get that on the Real Techniques brush, and I just dust a little bit on to start with. I'm just loosely kind of tickling that on the skin, blending it into my skin. I'm not going crazy and applying a big slab of beef to my face. I then take the darkest colour from this palette and I kind of try and centre it on the middle of the brush. So I don't like to get it around any of this bit of the brush. I just pop it on the centre and I just kind of work that into this bit here. And then to blend my contour colours together, I use this blusher from NYX. It's the Sunkissed Radiant Finishing Powder. And I just use that to blend those colours together. And then I also bring that bit a little bit further up here. I'm then using this NARS highlighter, which is a peachy shade, and it's in Miss Liberty. It's not a really strong highlight, I just like to blend this into my contour. And I'm using that on like a fanned out fluffy brush. I'm then going in with the NARS Albatross highlighter. I'm using this one because it's a gold tone highlighter, and the colour that I've used on my eyes today is gold toned. Also put this on my chin a little bit and just a tiny bit on my nose. And then just to intensify the highlight on my cheekbones, I'm using that frosted ice shadow that I used on the centre of my eyes. And I'm really just using this so I have a stronger highlight. Even though I've been using all gold tones for this look, above my lip I always like to use the Stargazer 13 shadow. So I am using the Retro Matte Lip Colour by MAC, and it's the new Liquid to Mattes, and this is the shade Oh Lady. With any liquid to matte, what I normally do is apply the lipstick first with the applicator that it comes with, and then afterwards I'll line it with a brush. The brush that I'm using, it's actually from the Maybelline eyeliner kit. It's like really tiny and really thin, so it's great for precision. I've kind of messed up the lines a little bit. I'm going to show you how to fix that. So I'm just getting my concealer and defining that shape. Once I've finished with that, because I've applied the concealer over where my highlighter was, I'm then just going in afterwards and patting a little bit of highlighter back in the centre of my lips. So that's it for this Get Ready With Me video. I hope you enjoyed watching, and I hope that the video's not gone on too long. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!